This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Friday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, SiriusXM Channel 158. Gil Alexander, Kelly Midland in the house at Circus Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas.
Circus Sportsbook.
Circus Sportsbook, I should say. How you doing? You good?
I'm doing great, man. Happy Friday to everybody out there. Just another glorious night in the NBA and so much going on, man.
Yeah, great show. Yet another triumphant return to the show. Steve Fezzik will join us.
That's right.
For Fezzik Fridays. I had a triumphant return. Joe Pita did. Bill Krackenberger did. Now Steve Fezzik gets his chance at it later today.
Fezzik coming in firing, too. I got a full paragraph for each segment.
There's something he wants to talk about that's pretty interesting, nuanced thing that we were sort of dealing with the last few days. Todd Wishnev went at one point in the last 3 days, not yesterday, but the day before and the day before that, had a 26-1 run in college hoops. And we sort of want to talk about something psychological that relates to that and missing out on that. Because it really is a thing. Might not sound like a thing, but people were dealing with it. So we have to, we'll get into that. Matt Grissom will join us in studio to talk college baseball. Yes.
Yeah, we've had Matt on the past couple weeks, doing great stuff again. College Baseball Insiders getting that going. And yeah, man, college baseball season in full swing.
I would like to axe him about, am I allowed to axe him about stuff? I would like to axe him about aces. Paul Skeens, Jamie Arnold. We've had a lot of these aces we bet on in college baseball through the years. I'm curious who those folks are this year. And then we'll get his thought on this Las Vegas tournament, and then the big picture college baseball. Who's going to win it all? Who might he bet on? Chris Felica will join us as well, of course. He does it each and every Friday. We'll talk college basketball, MLB, and more with him. Paul Carr joins us, not only to give us his 3-pack of plays in the Premier League, but Kelly, for those who don't know, he works at True Media Sports, and that is a company that really provides analytics or makes analytics streamlined for sports teams, football, baseball, whatever sport. And he goes to the NFL Combine every year. And this year is no different. So he was just at the NFL Combine. And he has a lot of interesting things to say about it because the Combine has changed. It is, and we kind of feel this way. I don't know. I don't want to speak for you. I sort of feel this way from a betting perspective, that it's not quite as buzzy as it once was. And he was like, oh, yeah, we got to talk about this. Because he's like, the actual workouts are lessening, but the other stuff is big. And he says AI has a component in here. So we'll talk about that with Paul, as well as getting his Premier League picks.
It's interesting you say that, though, because I feel like, I've felt like that for years now. But, man, I feel like all those, like, the big-time edge rushers were all, like, participating in drills yesterday.
Well, maybe those guys were.
Yeah.
How is it that we were getting Ruben Bain arm measurements and he wasn't there? Or it wasn't working out anyway, I guess.
Because they have to do like the measurements.
So they still measure his arms.
Yeah.
Oh. And they couldn't even get to a uniform measurement.
Of course not. That's always the problem.
Yeah.
Then they're like, teams got separate measurements. But like real quick, Danny was telling me this before the show. Like his arms are like 5 inches shorter than Myles Garrett.
That's a
thing.
That's not good. And then we'll talk some Major League Baseball season-long stats from a pitching perspective here momentarily. We'll do all that. Where do we start? Start with the tennis play real quick. I only have one today so far. Again, 5 tournaments globally at the ATP and WTA levels. Yesterday, the 2-0 on the show. Both hit. Kimberly Burrell hit as a slight favorite. Zeynep Sanmez came back and won as a dog yesterday on the show. I did have 2 picks later in the day that didn't win, but that's a whole other story. The show got the 2-0. So mazel tov to everybody who played those. I only have one today, maybe more for subscribers later in today. We'll see, because other matches will get lined later today or have been, but just this morning they started. So Zeynep Sanmez is the play again today. The Turkish upstart. This is in Merida, Mexico. Zeynep Sanmez, -111 versus Christina Buxa. I think you can get a better number than I did on Sanmez by some pennies. So Sanmez the play in tennis. Congratulations to all who had the 2-0 yesterday on the show. The other thing, of course, that hit is the brain dead NBA parlay. Moneyline Parlay.
Yep.
Tankapalooza 2026.
Good on you, man.
Congratulations to all. I know there's so there were other you could have added Portland last night, I guess, as one of the other plays. You could have added. There was a lot of. I got a couple tweets this morning. People like, you left some money on the table. Listen, you do you.
Right.
You want to get frisky with it. I'm very happy for you that you got more money on it. Good for you.
There's going to be a lot of coulda, shouldas every single night. You play it however you want to play it. Me and Gil we play the past 2 days or 3 days, the 2 times you've done it, I've landed on 2 of the same 3 legs as you, and guess what? Different results both days because I lost mine.
Last night, Hornets, Spurs, Hawks, that hit easily. So we now do 2-0 plus 1.28 units. We've only done 2 bets so far. And again, these are not designed for you to have to sweat them. So that's the thing. Like, I'm sweating other stuff. I'm sweating tennis. I'm sweating other sports. The Braindead the Braindead NBA Moneyline Tankapalooza parlay is not supposed to be something you're actively following. Just let it get home.
No, Gil, even for me, I'm watching a bet in the NBA every single night. Last night started with me putting on the Hornets game. Like, I ended up laying all the points, too. But I'm like, even that, towards the end of the first quarter, I'm like, what? Why am I watching this basketball game again? Like, there are other basketball games on I can learn more from, like Houston and Orlando.
So good on everybody. There is no parlay tonight in the association for us. We'll resume this again on Monday on the show. And again, it's still February, right? We got all of March. We got half of April. We're just going to do this in the background. This is inspired by what we did in 2018 when it was a massive success. So far, so good doing it in 2026. And by the way, if we could show those tiers, Danny, one more time. So we eliminated the tier, as we said we would do yesterday. It's 8 tanking teams. It's not 11. It's 8 tanking teams. And what I did here was I sort of added, just for context. So this is the NBA tanking trustworthiness tiers. This is the somewhat trustworthy. I just want to point out, so Indiana's lost 9 of 11. One of those 2 wins was against another tanking team, Brooklyn. Right, so you have to be aware of all this. The Wizards have lost 17 of 23, though really not so bad in their last 14. But 3 of those 6 wins, if you will, in their last 23 have been against other tanking teams, right? Now, here's the real category where you can't trust them against other tanking teams. This is the second category here, the Grizzlies and the Nets. So the Grizzlies have lost 13 of 16, 2 of those 3 wins against other tankers. The Nets have lost 24 of 29, but 4 of those 5 against other tankers, right? So we just stay away from those games.
Real quick addition to this of just how sad and how out of control this season's getting, Gil. Did you see the addition the Memphis Grizzlies made to their roster yesterday?
No, I did not.
40-year-old Taj Gibson, please come down and play.
Oh, my God.
Yes, just so we can get bodies out there that we don't care about, I don't know, getting injured or whatever. Memphis, again, individual paths for everybody. Round of applause for their just amazing style of taking of, like, we're only going to play guys a certain amount of minutes, and we'll bring in 40-year-olds.
It's creative. And here's the extremely trustworthy, the last group of this. Bulls, Kings, Mavs, Jazz. Bulls have lost 11 in a row, 14 of 15. And like I said when we first did this on Monday, if there was a team that the NBA quietly in their offices without going public would say, we don't mind if these guys tank, it's the Bulls. They haven't had a top 3 pick since like 2008.
Oh, yeah.
They've had the 5th worst record in basketball over the last decade, and they never get a good pick, it seems like.
Gil, I think this is going to be the first year they're not going to be in the play-in tournament since the play-in tournament started.
Purgatory. Kings lost 17 of 19, both the wins against tankers. Mavs have lost 11 of 13, both the wins against tankers. Utah 16 of 20, 2 of those 4 against tankers. So you see in the case of like the Kings and the Mavericks, they flat out don't win unless they're playing a non-tanking team.
Okay, I got to ask you a question about this, though. So I got close to making a bet involving one of these teams last night because I'm sitting there at home. We're getting close to tip time. Kings and Mavs are playing, right? Mavs are out. Kings are resting. Even like the guys they still have left on their roster are out for this game. I'm like, the Dallas Mavericks are laying 7.5 points against anybody, and of course they lose outright.
Right.
I don't really think it's bets I'm going to make often, but just the tanking teams playing each other. Just if a line gets that high, I probably should have taken just a piece.
And again, books can adjust as much as they want on the money lines, but if these teams are hell bent on losing, money line adjustment.
All right.
Yes, it's going to make our strike price. It's going to make our break even higher, but it's that's the game we're playing here. Okay. A couple other things. One, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, as we talked about yesterday, we expected him to come back into the lineup tonight for the Thunder. He is, in fact. But as markets do, they don't really get ahead of it. They react. And so Shai Gilgeous, because of his return tonight to the lineup, he pops back up to minus 250 in the MVP race, and everybody else drops just a touch. Jokic to plus 425, Cade Cunningham to plus 850. Victor goes back to the number I got him at 25-1. Jaylen Brown 40-1, Luka 75-1. But again, kind of knew this was going to happen with Shai. It's an ab injury. It is pesky. He can afford to miss 6 more games out of the Thunder's remaining 22. Just want to add one thing, and this is a shout out to Kelly Bidlin, who saw this with Tim Bontemps, with Timmy Goodtimes yesterday.
Wait, shout out to me for screwing information up on the show. Thanks, Gil, for covering my ass.
Shout out to you for finding this little quirk out, because I had no idea. So we had bets on Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs, if you recall, we as a crew here at a numbers game, we went to the NBA Cup championship here in Vegas, the Knicks and the Spurs. The finals don't count towards the NBA standings. Well, it turns out, not only do the stats not count towards the player's stats from that game, but here's the quirk. You do get credit for the game you played. So Victor Wembanyama actually can afford to miss 4 more games, not 3 more games. He's actually played in quote-unquote 46 of the Spurs' 59 as opposed to 45 of their 59. It's a really strange little loophole in this, so we get 1 extra game. We'll see if that matters.
Yeah, like the way to think about it is like you can go 8. He could miss 18 games out of 63, right? Something like that is more what it's like. It's wild. You know what I should have done?
He gets a bonus game.
You know what I should have done? I should have just made a video of our text messages going back and forth on this yesterday. It was great. It's just
you go to his game log, that game doesn't even show up.
Right.
Stats don't count, but you played in it. For the purposes of these awards. Taste the soup. Go ahead. Taste the soup. Coming back on a numbers game.
What do you get when you combine a former MLB GM, 2 former players, fantasy experts, and sharp wagerers in one baseball draft? It's the 2026 VSiN MLB Futures Draft. Join us on Tuesday, March 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern as our team of experts select their division, league, and World Series champions. Plus, they'll choose award winners for the upcoming season. It's the 2026 VSiN MLB Futures Draft. Tuesday, March 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
You're not going to want to miss Friday's edition of Money Moves. We got a trio of guests you cannot miss. Zach Cohen's going to join us to get his best bets in the association. Mike Paul makes his triumphant return to the desk as we get his thoughts on the National Hockey League's second half, and Will Hill with his best bets as we look ahead to Saturday and Sunday. We continue to play ball in the National League West. Arizona Diamondbacks are up on deck, and we unveil our latest and greatest invention, our S tiers in the NBA. So join us. It's Money Moves, 11 to 1 Pacific, 2 to 4 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Numbers Game on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Want to bet smarter? I know you do. Start with Smarter Insights. Right now you can check out, listen to this, Kelly. What is the angle? Apparently there's a profitable college basketball system that is 38-10 ATS. Check it out on the website. Greg Peterson's college basketball best bets as well. Kentucky Derby top contenders from Daily Racing Form. There are 3 Kentucky Derby prep races this weekend. The Fountain of Youth, Gotham, and Rebel Stakes. Got to ask Felica about those. And later today, you can check out Zach Cohen's NBA picks, Jonathan Davis's NHL best bets, and Premier League and MLS soccer picks. Right now, you can get VSiN Pro access through May 1st for just $29.99 with our Hoops Mania special. Sign up today at VSiN.com/subscribe.
Now, Gil, this is something I don't know where I'm gonna have to learn more about. This is, first of all, I owe an apology to my fellow producer Luke DeVosta, who produces Follow the Money. I assumed I followed on Twitter, but apparently not. So I apologize, Luke. I just figured that out yesterday. This is all Luke. This is Luke. He's on a 38-10 run using an angle I'm not aware of. So
who's on that?
Luke
run?
DeVosta, the producer of Follow the Money. 38-10 run in college basketball using this.
Good on Luke.
So yeah, go to VSiN.com, read up on it.
We get tweets, speaking of the book. Sean's Fox Plays. Time for the breakdown. I have watched all 10 seasons of Love is Blind. I'm sorry. And typically couples of faith tend to say yes. Devontae, I agree, shouldn't, but won't be shocked if they say yes. I think values on Mike saying yes tend to win 100. They have done that before with the long pause. Again, for those who are into Love is Blind, you understood every word of that. If you didn't watch it, you have no idea what he's saying. By the way, he adds, making it look like he says no, then says yes. Only question is his family, but I think he will say yes. We can go on for this for hours. I understood every word. Montreal Max, very odd on the Sanmez winner you gave out yesterday. As on match point, Ann Lee walked to the net and had Sanmez hand her the balls she is serving with her to inspect while the chair ump only watched, talking from her chair. Have you ever seen that? I have not before that.
Wow.
It's amazing what some of these players will come up with as like reasons for their plight during a match.
Is that like a pitcher thing? Or it's like, why are you rubbing that ball like that? Like, are you putting some dirt on there or something?
No idea. The spin is too great for me. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
By the way, now that you just bring it up, I had a dream last night that I beat Andy Roddick in tennis. At my current age.
I would have been there
and his current age.
A Gil Alexander jersey sign on. I'll tell you that much.
P5 Legends. Gil, thank you for being so kind to speak with my friend. DM and me after your show on Wednesday. It was a highlight of our trip. You were so patient listening to me ramble about my Survivor 25 journey and memories of seeing the 87 skins. Went to Mother Wolf later. Hey, if you're talking 87 skins, I'm your guy. No need to thank me. My pleasure. Steve,
New York. Talking Mother Wolf, I'm your guy. That place is so good.
New York Football Giants 42. Just a PSA for the Brain Dead Parlay. If any listeners have bet 365, moneyline bets paid in full if the team goes up by 20. My parlay was officially won by 8:15 Eastern. Oh, I got a bunch of these last night.
That's awesome.
I got a bunch of these during the game. I was wondering what that was. That's what that was.
I think someone will correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's a long-standing thing they've done.
I do.
Because
I
I've
think it is.
Gotten that before with like other types of bets too.
Seven Hills Capper, from listening to you, I think you like 90s type music. I don't know if you know that Oliver Power Grant died on the 23rd this month. He was the money behind Wu-Tang at first. He was in a couple songs, though. I did not know that, Seven Hills. Thank you for that. And Las Vegas, well, sorry about the actual story itself. Las Vegas 514, yo, any chance the sportsbook says, you know what, enough. We're taking these games off the board so you can't have your Tankapalooza. They better not. Well, I do think, listen, they're already adjusting the money lines. And we did get a tweet last night. I'm just reading the ones from this morning, but there's more of this stuff.
But you know, Gil.
And here's one. I'll read it right now. Rob L. RLAP 311 signed up at the Hard Rock, bet a whopping $50 on the parlay, then $100 on the first 2 Brain Dead parlays of the year with Hard Rock. Oh, $50 was something else. Then $100 on the first 2 Brain Dead parlays of the year with Hard Rock. They've now limited me to $10 parlays and no more promotions. See, I don't want that to be the outcome.
Is he in Florida? Did he say Florida?
He did not specify. Okay. Yeah.
I only asked that because I would assume Hard Rock in Florida is like the quickest and easiest to get limited at because they're the only place in the state, right?
But to answer the question, yes. I mean, there's so many things they can do, right? They raise the money lines to make our break even higher. They limit you. They do all these things. But again, you have to understand the perspective I'm coming from because 8 years ago, they all laughed at me. Right? The incoming from within. What is he doing? And now it's to the point where not only does the league only care, they're obsessed with this subject, but now you have books that will it's nothing. We'll just raise. Eventually, yes, they will go away. By the way,
Gil, have we seen in years past when tanking's not even been this bad?
Yeah.
When I've gone to parlay games like this, and they will not let you do it.
Nope.
That has happened. That has happened. To that question, that has happened in the NBA regular season still, where books will not let you parlay these things together. So who knows? Yes, it might be coming.
Danny,
you never know.
And also, at some of the books that claim to take all comers, right? Mm-hmm. They limit you to $20 the last weekend of the season, I know for a fact. Danny Burmett, he's one of these guys. He says, cost yourself $26 on the parlay. I know it's a good talking point for the show. He was talking about we didn't take the Blazers last night.
Danny was the one who did he bought every spread down to the 1.5.
Oh, he was the 1.5 guy. Okay.
So, do it your own way, man.
We're not like these jabronis on Twitter who hate when other people win. Good for you.
Yeah.
It's just not how we're going to do it.
And that was a good example one. I don't disagree with that play he made yesterday. It's just
for you.
Gil was much more comfortable with laying the flat out money lines.
I just don't want to lose. Okay. And we'll get to more tweets. One more thing. Con Kneppel, Cooper Flag. Kelly bitch.
Come on. Let's go. Show some respect for the kid. Let's go. It finally took him to start breaking records, Gil. Yes. And then I guess the books were going to move some stuff.
Con Kneppel breaks Keegan Murray's record of, I almost said Keegan Bradley. Keegan Murray's record of most three-pointers made by a rookie. He does so last night. First rookie to lead the NBA in three-point. First of all, that's most three-pointers made by a rookie. These are the other things he's chasing, I guess. First rookie to lead the NBA in three-pointers made. First rookie to shoot 50, 40, 90. Pacing for 290 made threes in one season. He currently leads the NBA in 3 points made, shooting, those are his percentages, 49, 44, 48. So that's from 2, from 3, and free throws.
Yep.
And 293s would rank 13th the whole time. So while Cooper sits, Con Kneppel plays, is breaking records, and now the market for Rookie of the Year is a virtual coin flip?
Virtual coin flip. Kalshi says it's a coin flip. You're going to get, I still think you're getting plus money. Anything on Con Kneppel, it's still a decent bet. If this continues, where did we start at the beginning of this week?
Well, this one's not showing a virtual coin flip. This one's showing Cooper Flag still as a minus 210
Yeah, that's FanDuel. I said Kalshi.
Oh, Kalshi.
Kalshi's a coin flip right now. Yep.
Yeah.
I think plus 120 is not bad. I think if you have shops that give you boosts and you can utilize and get this number a little bit better, that's great. Last one I got in last night, Gil, was at plus 218. I am very invested in this Rookie of the Year race now. And I don't, just from where we were at on Monday, fast forward to Wednesday of next week. If the same situation keeps playing out, Con Kneppel should be a big favorite in this market.
Yeah. You can't stop playing in February and expect to coast in, especially when your team is tanking to the point where there are dates moving forward where you're unlikely to play as well.
He's great. I think Cooper Flag's going to be an awesome player. He's played in 49 games this season. Once again, the fewest games ever played by Rookie of the Year winner was Patrick Ewing 40 years ago. He played 50 in a full season. The next full season fewest games played, Brandon Roy played 57. So that right there, besides my conspiracy theory about voters and how they're going to treat it, that right there, you got to play some games, man.
Yeah, got to play some games. Dan Groeschel says most important NBA news from last night hasn't been mentioned yet. Kelly and the Hornets, March to 30, now sits at 29. Mm-hmm. I'm also sitting on Charlotte to win the division and several slices of Con for Rookie of the Year. And yes, I do live in North Carolina.
Yeah, let's go, Danny. Come on, let's go.
Let me do some MLB season longs. I'll straddle this with the next segment with Paul, but I just want to start one. Let's start with wins. Can we start with wins? Is that all right? This is markets for Major League Baseball season long. We did the home runs and RBIs and stolen bases. I gave my thoughts on those. RBI, Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber. Stolen bases, Jacob Marcy of the Marlins last week, or earlier this week, pardon me. Wins, you have any idea where I'm going with this? Think home cooking.
Home cooking.
But it's not home cooking. Logan Webb, 16-1 San Francisco Giants. Now, I know a lot of people are going to go to Scuba and Crochet. This would not be the market I would go to Scuba and Crochet necessarily. I would look for another bet here. Logan Webb is that bet at 16-1 for the Giants. He's projected by Steamer to go 199 in the third innings, but the last 3 years, 216, 204, 207, he is a workhorse. He has always been that for the San Francisco Giants. What he has, by the way, he's projected to have one fewer inning than Scuba, for instance. But the thing is, if you're a Giants fan, you know this about Logan Webb. The reason he is never thought of first and foremost is he gets terrible run support for whatever reason. So 2023, he had the worst run support in Major League Baseball. He won 11 games still. 2024, he had the 24th worst run support, qualified starters, Major League Baseball. He won 13 games. Last year, 40th worst run support, all of baseball. He won 15 games. So you see, as his run support has gone from horrific to just bad, he still wins 15 games. Logan Webb, 16-1, is my bet. Major League Baseball, most regular season win odds. I like that bet a lot.
Power rank the NL West real quick for me. So I have not heard much beyond the obvious Dodgers.
Dodgers, I still say Padres just a shade better than the Giants. And the Diamondbacks right behind that.
Time. There's nothing more valuable. It's what drives everyone to make the most of every moment. We celebrate living large in the now. In a city where time disappears, we create experiences that electrify the soul and memories that will last forever. We go big. We go all night. And here, everyone is invited. So get loose and get loud.
This is Circa. You'll have the time of your life.
Laptop or phone, couch or sportsbook, VSiN goes where you go. Wherever you watch VSiN, the experience stays seamless. Live shows, replays, and sports-specific clips all at your fingertips. VSiN Watch puts you in the driver's seat. Available in Roku, Samsung, Amazon, iOS, Android, app stores, or get it direct from the source at VSiN.com. Download VSiN Watch today on your favorite app store and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Numbers Game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Back on a Numbers Game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Gil Alexander, Kelly Midland. Pardon me. We get tweets, beating the book. This is a really nice tweet from Brocco Wins, Roger Jones, who says, Gil, you had a remarkable quote in an almost throwaway line that captures the spirit of the show yesterday perfectly. Quote, none of us is normal here. We celebrated. Bravo, great story from Crack. Oh, that was during the Crack segment when I went to commercial. Yep. Thank you for noticing, Roger Jones. He also adds, I don't think I have to tell you, but you guys make it very welcoming to all. It's entertaining and inclusive, and many listeners enjoy being a small part of the show. Thank you. Thank you, Roger Jones. And thank you to everybody who listens to this show. We are eternally grateful. We really are. Jim T, Peanut Perez says, talking about Joe Pita yesterday, says, no way the Mets win more than 90 games. The bullpen will implode. He has implode in caps. No first baseman, also in caps. And 3, they are the Mets. That also in caps. I think he's upset about it.
Hey, does Edwin Diaz get to bring his music with him?
He does.
Is he's still going to do the same thing?
I have no idea, but he does get to bring the music.
That's still one of the coolest things I've seen in baseball in years. What was it?
fantastic.
Timmy Trumpets, right? That was his name? Is that his name? Am I messing that up, boys? I think that was his name. And he
Sounds
did
close.
He did the live thing. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It's fantastic.
Timmy Trumpets.
And then, okay, here's one. Listen to this. Oh, yeah. Len Spiegelberg says some faraway places aren't even listing those money lines already. Some still are. Shop around. Talking about the NBA money lines. And Gawk3 is upset with me. He says, I'm sick and tired of Gil calling Kelly his producer. He's clearly a co-host. You're referring to when I say producer number 9, so much more than a producer. That's a throwback to the whole counting producer numbers. Yeah. What is your official title, by the way?
No, but like it's all over the place. It's all over the place.
We don't know.
No. Whenever someone
it's not a knock. It's a
whenever
throwback.
someone says this to me, Gil, I say this is why Gil says so much more than a producer. Like that's where it is.
Duh.
But thank you.
Thank you. Jason H11, easy Kelly, you turned a deeper shade of purple than Wishnev during the Megapod. He's a trained professional. You're not. We don't need you passing out live on air. Talking about the Con-Connect.
Okay, I kind of lost it there for a sec.
Real quick before Mikey P, and because this is going to be the last thing I say before we get to Paul Carr, is my biggest win total bet of the offseason, Mikey P says, was Giants under 82.5, fading their new manager, but I do like the web angle. Pitching in that ballpark is a great advantage to have. He's a workhorse, period. Well, just to answer Kelly's question again a little more thoroughly, yes, what's the National League West order in my brain? Because you haven't heard much about people talking about it because this is a Dodgers division, right?
Right, but I do feel like a year ago there was a fair amount of Padres, Diamondbacks love, and maybe not for division, right? But overs on win totals. I just haven't heard anything from anybody seemingly on any of these other teams in the NL West.
It's the Dodgers division. Breaking news. I know there are some people who are high on the Giants. I am a Giants guy.
Yeah, you are.
I am not.
Okay.
I'm just not. I think what ownership did was they're like, Buster, this is going to be different. We're going to give you a blank paycheck, right? And then he got Devers last year, and you're like, oh, this is going to be a new era of Giants baseball. Yeah, I think they pulled that back quick.
Buster Posey is a man that had to cover you playing college baseball in whatever the stadium's named in Tallahassee, Florida, in like 105-degree weather in the summertime. Get it done for Gil and the Giants fans out there.
But Logan Webb, 16-1 most wins. That's my call on that, based on the reasons I gave. I'll get to saves and I'll get to strikeouts a little later on. Strikeouts not going to be that sexy. Okay, Paul Carr joins us now, not only to give 3 plays in the Premier League, but we'll talk some futures here in the Premier League as things get interesting. And the man works at True Media Networks, and they spread analytics. I shouldn't say spread because it sounds like they're spreading a disease. That's not what I'm trying to say. They offer analytics streamlined, let's put it that way, to professional sports teams, cross sports. And he joins us now after having been at the NFL Combine, which you've been to, Paul, how many years in a row?
My first year was 2019 minus, 1 year, 2 years for COVID. So I don't know, what is this? 6 out of 8, 7? Okay. I don't know. Math is hard.
Okay, math is hard. We had a brief text exchange. So before we get to your soccer picks, I'm just curious about this. How has the Combine in that short period of time, or not that short period of time, since you started going there, changed? Where are we at with this now? Why do NFL teams value it, and in what way do they value it now?
I think from a draft perspective, it's more valuable for the teams to get FaceTime with the players, talk to them. What do they like as a person? Figure out what drives them, whatever those kind of intangible things. I think that's more valuable because I feel like more teams are leaving before the actual, workouts because they can watch the video, get the measurements. Like those are more objective things, but it's the subjective stuff that I think is more valuable from a draft perspective. And beyond that, this is kind of like MLB winter meetings where there's just lots of league meetings of, replay coordinators and technology stuff and all these different things. So there's a lot just of off the field stuff going on. So I don't think the event itself will go away, but I think it will continue to evolve and maybe the workouts are just a little bit less important over the years.
Are there fewer players there?
It seems a little up and down. Like you mentioned, a whole bunch of edge rushers were working out yesterday or today. But I would say in general, yes. I mean, you've seen, just like I have, the rise of pro days or all these environments where players rather can control more of what they're doing to enhance their own draft stock. So I think in general, yes. I mean, we don't see the huge stars on the whole there as much. So in general, yes. I don't know if it's like worse this year than last year, but certainly over the last 5-10 years, it's dropped.
And once again, in case you missed what Kelly said earlier, Ruben Mayen Jr. apparently has historically short arms. Historically short arms.
5 inches shorter than Myles Garrett. Like, you're telling me that's not important?
He's an alligator.
Wasn't he the guy that, like 2 or 3 different reports of the length, though? Like yes. 2 or 3 inches, depending on who you ask. I don't know what
there is
here.
That going on somehow, too. You have, like, official combine results, and then you have team results.
Right. Different ways you can measure it. And...
Right.
Okay, sure.
Well, okay.
Danny and I were laughing about him and Will Campbell going up against each other in the back. There's like little T-Rex stars like, let me through.
Two velociraptors going up against each other. All right, to soccer. We have ourselves a actual contest now for the championship.
We do. I mean, 2 weeks ago, Arsenal was like minus 650-ish to win the title, and City was 550. And now Arsenal's down to around minus 200, and City's about plus 160. Arsenal's drawn 2 of their last 3. I don't think anything has really changed from a how good are these teams perspective. Arsenal's still the best defensive team in the world. City's still good, not great, better attack than defense. But, Arsenal just kind of got soccered last week against Wolves when the Wolves scored a stoppage time equalizer and dropped some points. So these are just the things that happen, and it makes the title race a lot more interesting. Yeah, City down, 5 points with about 10 games left, but City has a game in hand, and City hosts Arsenal. So the line all week is if City wins out, they win the title, which they won't, but it is true that is the case.
It is true that is the case. 61 points currently for Arsenal, 28 games played, 56 points for Man City, 27 games played. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go, citizens.
It's fun. Should be fun.
Bit of a race for the Champions League as well, I guess. Man U versus Chelsea and Liverpool for the 4th spot.
Yeah, you got 3 teams for 2 spots, you think. I mean, even Aston Villa, I think, is still on the bubble. They're ahead of the rest, but all their underlying numbers are generally not as good this season. So, yeah, really 4 teams for what will probably be 3 spots. Should also be fun down the stretch.
And the Wolverhampton Wanderers, the Wolves, 10 points. One shy of the all-time low, but they have 10 games left to play, so they'll get there.
Yeah, they'll get there. They won't stay up, but they'll get there.
Yeah. All right, to the plays for the weekend. What do you got?
All right, we got all these Sunday. I'll start with that big Arsenal game. Arsenal-Chelsea. I like a draw here at plus 310. Ooh. Anytime you get a draw price north of 300, it gets pretty tempting for me, so I'll bite on this one. They played earlier this year. It was 1-1 and fairly even overall, low scoring. This one might be higher scoring. I really think 2-2 is in play also. Chelsea's got some defenders out. Mark Cucurella, their left back, is out, one of their better attackers, actually. Arsenal wants to defend, Chelsea wants to attack, and that's basically what we're going to have here. But since Chelsea is in that top 4, top 5 race, I think they have plenty of reason to just kind of go for it to get a point or even 3. So I don't hate the under at plus 110, but like I said, I think this could just get weird. And so I like the draw still at plus 310, regardless of which way this one goes from kind of a tempo standpoint.
Was it Austin Powers? It got weird. Yeah. Yeah.
It got weird.
Arsenal, Chelsea, plus 310. I like a good draw bet in a good game like that.
I'm in.
All right. Brighton and Nottingham Forest.
Yep. We'll take the better team here. Brighton's in 14th. They're only 7 points ahead of Forest in 17th, but the underlying numbers have Brighton with a little bit bigger of a gap over Forest. Brighton's been better at home this season, even though they've only won 1 of their last 7 at home. They've had better chances. They've just been kind of unlucky in a lot of those games against worse teams like West Ham and Burnley and Sunderland, and Forest certainly falls into that bucket. Forest doesn't create good shots. Brighton generally doesn't allow good shots, and Forest is coming off a tough Europa League game on Thursday. So again, this is one of my catnip type of plays. I get plus money on what I think is a team that's a tier above at home. I will take it, and I will have Brighton to win this one at plus 110.
The old, I'm going to bet on the better team angle. What about Fulham and Tottenham? The same thing?
Yeah, we're doing it again. Same thing. The home team plus 110. I'll take Fulham here. Tottenham has a new manager in Igor Tudor. They got destroyed 4-1 by Arsenal last week, only had 6 shots. Tudor plays a different style, high intensity, lots of running, which is a challenge for a Tottenham team that has almost a whole starting 11 of injuries that won't be in this game. Fulham have lost 3 of 4, so you think they're kind of on the downslide, but one was to City, one was to United, one was basically a toss-up against Everton, so I think they'll bounce back against a worse team and win at home.
Arsenal, Chelsea, draw plus 310. Brighton to beat Nottingham Forest, Fulham to beat Tottenham, all on Sunday. Real quick, 5 seconds. Give me the division of the NFL team that hates analytics the most. Go.
AFC South?
Okay, we'll take
that. Checks out.
Thank you, Paul. Paul Carr, everybody. Appreciate it. Coming back, more baseball and football next.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Prop Points takes you to the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports with hosts Jeff Erickson and Nick Whalen of RotoWire.
He's the one that's the trendiest. He's the one that's going the earliest of the 3, and in some leagues I've seen him go as early as the 2nd round.
The one thing that stood out to me here is, value-wise, I would take a look at Dorian Finney-Smith over 2.5 boards.
They'll help you find the connection between the two and give you expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Back on a numbers game, live from Circa Resort, downtown Las Vegas. Derek Stevens, Shangri-La on the Desert, Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin. I just want to read these follow-up tweets. One, Rob L. Was the guy who had the Hard Rock bet, where they limited him $10 on the parlay.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I'm in Indiana. I have lots of other options for them. Might be time for my wife to get a Hard Rock account, he says. And then GFlow65 says, just curious, what was that line between you and Roddick in the dream? I don't know what the betting line was, but I got it to 1-1 on some absolute nonsense where, like, I hit a framer and then the ball bounced and spun in a certain direction.
Yeah.
And, like, people were charging from the other courts because they're like, this could be the greatest upset of all time. And then he beat me 6-1.
The off-air stories of the Delray Beach Open that I've told Gil, I haven't told on air. I loved going to it both for fun and to cover it. But like covering it, they'd always sucker you in with this promise that Andy Roddick was going to be there because he lives right there, and then the dude would never show up.
Never shows up. It's great. Got a great podcast though. He's going to be part of the ESPN.
He's good
broadcast.
On air. Yeah.
ESPN broadcast for Wimbledon and the U.S. Open, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. A couple follow-ups to Paul Carr here before we move on. One, I teased AI. Next time he's on, we will talk about this. We ran out of time. But the AI stuff is NFL teams trying to use AI to better anticipate what opponents are going to do, say basically using pre-snap stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk to him about that. There was some other Paul Carr stuff I wanted to follow up. Oh, he said the biggest topic that was going on, because I brought this up with him off air, that Pro Football Focus got sold. The investors who sold them, I won't say they took a bath, but they lost money on it. So I think Pro Football Focus, the public-facing thing may change. I'm not sure, but it sounds that way now. Moving forward, maybe the analytics will go directly to the teams, a la True Media Networks, maybe. I'm interpreting. I could be wrong. So there you go. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to. I mean, look, they've been going through a lot of different things over the past couple of years, right? And
Collinsworth was part of that group that owned them, I believe.
Oh, didn't he start it?
He might have started. I
think he helped start it.
Not that into the.
When our guy Eric Eager took a job at the Carolina Panthers, I think some things started to change.
Good point. Okay, so I gave a baseball season long on most wins. Logan Webb 16-1, and again, the reasoning was he has had criminal run support by the San Francisco Giants through the years. Is there any reason to suggest that he might also get criminally bad run support this year? I suppose not, but you would think at some point, again, worst run support 3 years ago, 24th worst 2 years ago, 40th worst last year among qualified starters. 11 wins, 13 wins, 15 wins. You can draw a perfect graph. So just has to get average run support. There's no telling how many wins he'll get. So 16-1 on Logan Webb. K's, strikeouts, I don't have a bet here because this is the Scooble, Skeens, Crochet category, right?
This is mainly, the handicap starts with which starting pitchers are going to go the longest, right?
That's right. It's. I mean, Scooble is projected to have the most innings, incrementally so by Steamer. You can start with there, I guess, but it's not like a huge statistical advantage. Scooble is plus 350, Paul Skeens is 4-1, and Garrett Crochet is 5-1. Your basic, here's the only two things. You're betting against an injury, and here's the thing. If you believe the Tigers aren't going to be good and then Scooble will be scuttled, perhaps he goes to a National League team, then this kind of stuff gets messed up. Well, awards get messed up. Not this, right? This would also continue.
The Pirates are going to be better this year, right?
Most people feel they will, except for like Pirates fans like Wishnev. He's like, no, they're not.
I feel like just to bring up, because I feel like we've had these Skeens, like, should they shut him down talks in the past too, but we're beyond that, right?
I think we're beyond that, yeah. So anyway, this one there's no bet because you really, even if you think Jacob deGrom's going to bounce back, 200 strikeouts possible, but he's not going to win this, right? There's even a world, let me just put it this way, this is how outrageous this is. There's a world where Tarek Skubal, like 1 year of his career, and this applies to Skeens as well, I think, one of these years, one of these guys is going to flirt with 300. They may not get there, but like they could have a 280 or a 290 season. I don't know if that's this year, but you can't say that about anybody else now. Like even our guy Spencer Strider, like his most strikeout heavy percentage years are behind him. The one name on here that's the most interesting, by the way, of these 12 pitchers that are listed on this board, the top 12, There is one pitcher unlike the others, which is Nick Pivetta at the bottom, who absolutely throws nothing fast, right? Like Nick Pivetta at 40-1 is probably the funniest one here. But he could throw 200. He could have 200 Ks.
Oh yeah, it's not as likely to get injured.
He could absolutely have
throw hard.
He could absolutely have 200 Ks. But this is a Scooble, Skeens, Crochet. I can't really. You can talk yourself into someone else. I would not. The other one is saves, which I do have a bet in, and this will be no surprise here. I'm going Mason Miller at 8-1. Edwin Diaz is the proper short shot. For God's sakes, he's going to be the Dodgers closer. Like, what are we doing? Right? He's going to have the most opportunities. But I can't quit Mason Miller, who when he came up with the Athletics, I'll never forget that. I talked about this on air. When he struck out Aaron Judge, when he faced Aaron Judge the first time, I'll never forget the look in Aaron Judge's eyes, looking back out at him like, who are you? Who are you, and what the hell was that? And how quickly can we get him as a Yankee was kind of the next thought I had. But Mason Miller's strikeout percentage, what was it last year? 44.4% was that his strikeout percentage last year?
That sounds pretty good.
It's insane. I can't quit Mason Miller. I'm taking Mason Miller at 8-1. The other one, like if you talk, Andres Munoz also at 14-1 of the Mariners. Like I kind of don't hate that one either. But my bet would be Mason Miller. Full disclosure, I've not bet these yet, but I will bet the Logan Webb for sure.
I got a couple questions for you.
And I'll bet the Mason Miller.
Like, okay, Edwin Diaz, as you said, it just makes a ton of sense here. I'm an Edwin Diaz fan. I kind of want to bet this. Is this one of those awards like we talk about one of these category markets where we talk about an NBA or MLB? It's the season's so long. Don't bet this at 4-1. You'll get a better number. Or Edwin Diaz on the Dodgers. They're just going to win so much. Like this isn't a bad bet to make right now. I guess the timing.
I think both things are true. It's not a bad bet to make because there's a spectrum. 162 games. This is what Joe, Pete, and I were sort of talking about yesterday. The beauty of season-long baseball is if your handicap is right or directionally right, you can overcome negative variance. So even if Edwin Diaz gets hurt, Lord knows the Dodgers have had lots of injuries, especially to their pitching staff. Even if he has a stretch where he gets hurt, he'll still be in this. So best case scenario, 4-1 is awesome right now.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, you'll probably you're never going to get a super long number. One wouldn't think, unless he's just going to miss like 2 months, and then he's probably not even a good bet at that point. But I just think I think there's spectrums of 162 games that are wildly different. How seasons can go for teams. So there's two answers to that question. But listen. We said this with Shohei in his first MVP year. Grab it while you can, even if it's a 4-1. Most people are like, why would you bet it at 4-1? It was 40-1. Get it now. Just take it.
The other one that like I've been staring at for a couple weeks now, like Skeens is so special. Like he's so special. And like I really want to bet him in Cy Young, but it's like plus 250. Like, God, we're short. Am I going to get any better? But like if he just does Paul Skeens things, you're probably not. Or you might not.
It's a tough number to bet it. So it's not good enough. But, yeah, I mean, Cy Young.
So you would prefer Edwin Diaz here?
No, I would take Mason Miller here, 8-1.
Oh, for my personal case, Gil, I don't care about what you actually suggest.
Right. What do you mean?
Would you rather have an Edwin Diaz 4-1 ticket or a Paul Skeens Cy Young ticket?
Oh, I didn't understand. That was the question. I would
They're
rather,
both
I would rather
short-ish
have
numbers.
an Edwin. I would rather have an Edwin. Well, Cy Young. No, I'd rather have a Paul Skeens.
No, I meant Edwin Diaz in this market compared to Paul Skeens and Cy Young.
That's I know. I understand.
Okay.
I would take Skeens and Cy Young. Honestly, who are you really gonna bet NL Cy Young besides? I mean, with him
that's
looming?
where it's Yamamoto, right? He'll be up there.
I worry about Yamamoto going so deep into the playoffs.
Okay. I mean, I think there would be question marks on a lot of the other names below that, right? Christopher Sanchez, Hunter Green, Chris Sale, Blake Snell.
The other thing
Logan
about
Webb, Zach Wheeler.
There's also some World Baseball Classic considerations here as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Guys like Webb and Skeens are like, we're playing to the end of this. But I don't think it hurts guys. So a lot of handicappers are going to be like, ooh, that's a bad thing for Skeens and Webb. Skeens and Webb, I think, have rubber arms. I don't think it matters to those two guys at all. Whereas Terry Skubal, who has a contract to worry about, I kind of get. He's like you're in a bubble kind of thing. Yeah. He's like, I got one start in me, that's it.
It's fantastic. I love it. Good for
and
you,
who,
Skubal.
and who could blame him?
Yeah, you can't. You can't mess around with that kind of money. So actually, you know what I take from that, though? If I'm going to bet Skeens, I'll just wait till after that, though. Because just in case he does get injured or something like that. Right?
Cool. Makes sense. Makes sense. But that's the with the World Baseball Classic looming, a lot of people are going to talk about that. But for me, Logan Webb's like a few more innings, no problem. So that's that on that.
I dig it.
We got Chris Felico on the other side. We have Steve Fezzik coming up a little later on. We got to do a Cognizant Classic. Do we call it a classic? It's not really a classic.
It's the Cognizant Classic.
They call it a classic, but we'll do an update on that here on the other side as well.
Classic too. Real name.
Well, the Honda was a classic. I don't know if Cognizant's a classic yet. We'll do an update on that. Oh, and as part of that, because of the leader, is Austin Smotherman still the leader in the clubhouse?
Bet your ass he is.
This gives us a wonderful opportunity to share a text that I sent Danny and Kelly.